hey. Hi. You're here. I've been away for a while. I mean, we knew that. I made an update that said I wasn't gonna be here. And guess what? Now I'm back. And I'm back better than ever. I also got a haircut. And I did my hair again. And I got bangs. I got a fringe. It's a fringe, guys. A fringe. Don't wear it out. Okay, that was weird. Okay. I feel like every time I get a new haircut, I'm like, I have like a new personality that pops up. And this is my personality that popped up. So yeah, I've been away for a while. I said I was gonna merge my March reads and my April reads all in one video because, well, bad time. So I'm back. I procrastinated to film. It's also almost the end of April, so I really procrastinated to film this. So I don't know about you, but I've been using CapCut to edit my videos, and I never bought CapCut, so now I'm getting like the watermark for CapCut, and that pisses me off. Before that, I was using Wondershare Filmora, and I loved it. Like, it was so good. I also have DaVinci Resolve, but I cannot figure out DaVinci to save my life. And it's on a PC desktop that I have. Not a PC desktop. A PC computer I have. And that one, I have too much stuff on there. I don't think I can, like, unless I empty it out, then we're good. And so, anyway, I had Filmora before that. And then Filmora told me to update for some random reason, and I did. And then it told me, oh, you didn't buy the new update, so you have to buy it again in order to use the editing software. Mind you, I bought one 5 years ago. I think it was like the 11. And anytime I try to re-download the 11, it keeps on telling me you have to update. And then when I update, it tells me you have to buy it again. And I'm like, I already bought it. I have a lifetime access. So me editing things, it's gonna be, I think, on iMovie for now on until I fix that issue. Anyway, moving on. What were we talking about? We were talking about my March and April reads of this year. Of this year? Yes, of this year, 2025. So I don't know what I read. Actually, I do know. You can see it in the image. So we're just gonna move that again. We said March. Okay. So I read Get in My Swamp by G.M. Ferry in March. That was a roller coaster. So it follows, I don't remember much of this, but I did give it 4 stars, so my rating was just and I'll just put it here, I guess. Like a nice just and then with the little emoji, you know, that one. Doing it with one hand is just insane. Let's see. It's like this. So literally it's Leona and Beck, and Beck is an ogre, so it's like Shrek. And then Fiona, which I found out someone mentioned. I don't remember where I found that out, but like it was just so funny to me. And it's about them meeting and falling in love, or for lack of better words, it was very smutty. I don't remember a lot of the smut, but it was smutty. And then I liked it. I really did. It was just what I needed because I was in a book slump. So it was a short novella. It was great. And then I found out like 2 days ago, mind you, it says Get in My Swamp #1. I found out 2 days ago that there's a second book for this, and it's called Stay in My Swamp. So I'm hoping to read that for May, but we'll see. It really depends like where I am in my reading situation. I have nothing else to say about this book. It was just a great, lovely time. I recommend reading it if you're in a book slump. I really do. Because if you're like me and you get into book slumps occasionally or almost all the time, it's perfect for you. But yeah, getting my swamp 4 stars. I didn't give it a 5-star because it was a lot. I think there was a scene in it that I don't remember, like. And then my next book that I read in March, I only read 2 books in March, and I tried to read 4 books in March, but like there was a lot of things going on. I could not keep up. The next book was, actually, while we're here, also, if you're watching this and you have a beverage in your hand, please drink your beverage, drink some water. I unfortunately have a little bit of coffee left, so my next book that I read, this series, amazing times infinity. Okay, I'm not done with the series. I am currently reading the last book, which is Scythe and Sparrow. I'm currently reading this one, so this will probably be in a May video, but like it's part of this series, and this series is called, is it The Ruinous Love or something like that? I don't know. Oh my god, I don't know what the actual series is called. It's a trilogy, I can tell you that. It's The Ruinous Love Trilogy. It's a dark romantic comedy series of interconnected standalone novels following the Kane brothers and the badass women they fall in love with. Now there are trigger warnings for each and every book, and they just get longer and longer. I liked how I said each and every book, like there's a million in this series. No, there's only 3, but they just get longer and longer. So the first book, mind you, again, in a book slump, needed something to read. I mean, not needed, I wanted something to read. Actually, they're all the same length of pages. I just kind of forgot, you know. Or maybe they do get longer. I don't know, the trigger warnings I'm talking about. So the first book is called Butcher and Blackbird. This was the series that I kept putting on my reading list and then taking off, putting back on, taking off, because a lot of people were like, there's trigger warnings, like if you don't like to read about this, you shouldn't read the book. It is dark comedy, it's also a romance, like it's dark stuff. And that was the reason I kept on taking it off and then putting back on, and then taking it off, putting it back on, and then finally I was like, you know what, I found this in the bookstore. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna give it a go. I'm gonna see if I like it, and if I like it, I'll buy the other 2. What did I do? I bought the first 2. I bought the first 2 in one go. I was like, no, I'm doing it. I didn't even start it before I found the 3rd one in the bookstore, and I bought it. Do you see where I'm going with this? I do have a problem. It is a problem. While I'm looking at my tower of books over there. It's 2 towers. It's fine. It's stable. Anyway, first book is called Butcher and Blackbird. And this follows Sloane and Rowan. And Sloane is a serial killer who hunts people who have wronged her, I think. Oh no, they're both serial killers. Okay, got it. They're both serial killers. I found it funny that when they first meet, it's the first chapter. Also, each book has a playlist. I recommend listening to the playlist while you read, but at the same time, I'm sometimes very slow, so the playlist will just keep like going, you know, it just keeps going. But yeah, so I read this. Anyway, so the way that they meet, I think it was so cute. I think they might be my favorite couple right now, because I'm currently reading the 3rd book of the series, but I think they're like my favorite couple. I don't remember much because it was a while ago when I read it, but I highlighted a lot. There was one quote that I really liked. I want to ruin her so that she's mine, my beautiful disaster, my wild creature, my goddess of chaos. So I just really really liked this one. I swear I might not like doing it justice because you just hear me saying I really like this one, I really like, but I really don't remember much of it. I just know that I really liked it a lot. I did give it a, what was the rating I gave it? I gave it 5 stars. I didn't even say anything, I just gave it 5 stars. I think, honestly, me being in a book slump that I was in, and then reading this, it kind of got me out of the book slump. It's very funny, it's very dark, like really seriously look up the trigger warnings if you're planning to read this. It's very dark. It's 2 serial killers that fall in love. It really does give me the Mindfuck series vibes, and I still stand to this day that it gives me that vibes, but it also gives me vibes of, there's another book that I read a year ago, I think, and that was In the Company of Killers. Same kind of thing. In Mindfuck series, kind of gives me the same vibes in the way how she kills these people. That's the same. And then In the Company of Killers, it's because In the Company of Killers, both of them are serial killers, and then this one, because they're both serial killers, like they do it. And I also liked it because like all the covers, they all correlate with the characters. I don't know why it's pink, I don't remember that, but I really liked this. Was a really cute one. The smut wasn't too like dirty or anything like that, and I do like reading smut majority of the time, so it was great for me. This was a good read for me. And then it was a good read for me, and it's called Goodreads. Funny. Next book is the one I finished yesterday, and this is called Leather and Lark, and this follows Lachlan Kane. So Rowan Kane, which is in the first book, he was the youngest brother, I want to say, or the middle brother, don't remember. And I know he's like either the middle child or the youngest. So one of them is the middle or the youngest. I also might not be right at all. This was like, how can I explain this one? This one was Lachlan and Lark. Lark is a serial killer. She gets introduced in the first book. She's Sloane's best friend. And Lachlan also gets introduced in that one. And what's interesting in both these books, you're obviously meeting all the other characters. Like you'll meet these characters in the first book, and you'll see them again in the second book. But it also gives you like a bit from like, I was reading this and I was getting confused a little bit at the timeline, because it tells you like that one will tell you a little bit what's going on in this book in order to connect them. That's what it's interconnected. Okay, whatever. I just explained the whole premise basically, but it gives you a little bit. So I got like a little confused where I was like, wait, what's going on now? Like, what time zone am I in now? Like, where am I now? So I like that aspect. And so you figure out with Lark that she's keeping a secret. I mean, which is like, I don't want to like give away too much, and I don't want to give like a spoiler, but again, dark comedy romance, there is trigger warnings. But I guess the author says there is a lot of death. It's a book about a contract killer and a serial killer. So again, you have a serial killer falling in love with a contract killer. So they're both within the same realm. And I think I gave this 4 stars. Let me just check. Yeah, I gave this 4 stars. I didn't hate it. Like, it's not like the first book I loved. I really did. I still love this book. I just don't think it was for me. Okay, so there's like a mystery part of it about the Phantom, who you, I think, meet in the first book, but I cannot remember again, I can't remember. I read that in March. I really can't remember. So I think you meet a character called the Phantom, and then he reappears in the second book, and he has a chapter. I think he has like 2 or 3 chapters. And for me, I figured out right off the bat who the Phantom was. That was like a little bit like kind of irritating, the fact that I was able to figure out who the Phantom was within reading it. I wish it was more like mysterious, I guess, in a sense. But I guess, again, it's a dark comedy romance. But if you're like bringing the mystery into the book, I feel like you need to have like a better way of hiding that mystery, at least until the very last chapter. Like, I don't want to already know who the Phantom is before that chapter. Like, maybe if I have an inkling, but like I literally knew right off the bat who the Phantom was, and that was like a little bit like irritated me. And then the smut was too smutty for my liking. Like, I actually skimmed through a lot of the smut scenes because I couldn't get into it. I did not like, it's not that I didn't like it, I think it was just too graphic for my liking. Like, way too graphic. The first book, the smut, loved it. Anyway, it was way too smutty for my liking and way too graphic for my liking. I like smut, don't get me wrong. I just don't like the graphicness. There was a part in it that I really loved, the smut. It was so good. And then once they skipped that, once they went past that part, I didn't really like it. And I also listened to the playlist while I was reading this. I didn't listen to all of it. I think I listened after chapter 18. I started listening because it was like, watch out for the special bonus track called Ruinous Love, and I wanted to hear it. So, oh, but one thing I really did like about, another thing I liked about this was that each chapter, almost every chapter name was mentioned in the story, in the chapter. So like, if you name the chapter Mary, or like, not Mary, if you name the chapter, I don't know, the word was in the chapter basically, whatever they named it. And then, so for the prologue is called Ignite, and basically fireworks is involved. So like, you're igniting a fire, fireworks, whatever. Play on words, I guess, I don't know. Then Submerged was the next chapter, and it was about a car. Oh, man is drowning and the title is Submerged. So it was like funny things that I was like highlighting. Sometimes the chapter would be the title of the book, oh my god. Sometimes the chapter would be, the chapter title word would end up in the chapter, and I really found that funny. It was just like certain things. So for me, that's why it went to 4 stars, because the smut was too much. The smut was too much. And the mystery of who the Phantom was, it just like, it kind of like killed the vibe for me. I don't know. I don't know. But I think of the couples, I still love Rowan and Sloane the best. But I think them two had a funny one, because these two had to get married. Lark and Lachlan had to get married. And yeah, marriage of convenience, I guess, is that what it's called? I have no idea. But I really liked that. That was, again, there were certain aspects I liked about this book, certain aspects I didn't. With the first book, I loved the entire book. Like, I don't want to give too much away. Obviously, I don't want to spoil it, because like, if you decide to read this and then I spoil it for you, like, why would you want to read it? Knowing me, I wouldn't want to read it. That's like with One Day With Me. I can't read it because I already got spoiled it. But I digress. And now, the final book that I'm still reading, which will be in a May video, is Scythe and Sparrow, and that is the 3rd book of the trilogy. Again, I already know who the characters are because they're interconnected, and it's Fionn. It's F-I-O-N-N. And okay, so it's Fionn and Rose, and that's all I have so far, and how they end up in like a relationship. Again, I don't want to give anything away, but like, Fionn is a doctor. That's why there's crutches and there's the stuttoletoscope or whatever that's called. And then there's like circus stuff, and that's because Rose is a performer in the circus. So this is their book. Okay, so to give like so I think he's the I think he's the oldest. Oh, and the reason it's called leather is because I think, what's his name? Lachlan, he makes leather things. And then Lark is her name. And then with Butcher and Blackbird, I'm not going to give away spoilers for why they're called that. Also because I kind of forgot. But also, I know, but I don't remember. But I know. So, anyway, so I think he's the eldest brother, Lachlan. And they're all from Sligo, which is in Ireland, which I went to. Oh my god, it's such a pretty town. It's a cute town. Which is also, if you've ever seen Normal People, same town. Basically, something goes on and they get adopted by some American guy and they move to the US. And that's how these are born. So, this will be an May video because I haven't finished it. I'm only on page 11. I'm only on the first chapter. I would assume so. And yeah, those are all the books I read in March and April. Oh, if you do have any suggestions of what softwares to use to edit my videos, because again, I say I have a PC, laptop, and I have a MacBook. I can edit on iMovie, or I can try to edit on Resolve, DaVinci Resolve, and figure that out. So if you have any recommendations on where I should edit my videos, like what apps, or because I don't want to use CapCut anymore, honestly. I used it for a while and I don't know if I like it. I can't figure it out. But if you have any suggestions on where I should edit with, please let me know. And if you have any other like suggestions for books, because I think I'm in my dark comedy romance era now, please let me know what you think I should read next. And if you have read this series, let me know below. Did you like it? Was the third book as good as the first two? Because I've heard mixed reviews. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you read as many books as possible, and I hope you have a good day wherever you are, and bye-bye.